What's happening, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to be quick at Abu Dhabi on the F1 2021 circuit. So as you know, there's been changes made to the Abu Dhabi circuit in real life. However, these changes are most likely not going to be coming to F1 2021. So I am going to do this track guide based on the circuit that we have now. If I do have enough time before this video is scheduled to go live, I will add some parts in the video that does show you the changes that have been made to Abu Dhabi through Assetto Corsa. And the final thing that I want to mention before we get into this video is the Hotlap that I managed to get. I didn't really have a lot of time to get it, so you can see that I made a huge mistake towards the end of the lap, and just in general there were a few mistakes, but this lap should still give you a decent understanding of what you need to do to be quick around Abu Dhabi. So without further ado, get into that hot lap.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Verstappen, and Pierre Gasly.
Okay guys, so coming off of the final corner now, be as wide as you possibly can to start off the lap, and you're starting the lap of Abu Dhabi now. So this first corner, you're going to be going into it in 7th gear, and you want to be as wide as possible just to open up this first corner, because it does get a little bit tighter on exit. So yeah, be as wide as you possibly can, and just after the 100-meter board is where you want to start braking. Down into 4th gear. I like to ride in 4th gear here just to get the car in rotated, and then I short shift right back up to 5th and use all the track on exit. And in this corner here, you just basically want to flick the car in, just clip that curb there. And for this next curb, what I like to do in qualifying is I like to have a wider radius into the corner. So basically I use this bollard here as my reference point. So I try and hit the middle of the curbing after I've already passed that bollard, because if you do hit that bollard, especially on your first lap, for example, it can slow you down just a little bit. And then run wide, and then you want to go back over to the right. This next corner here, you're going to be in 7th gear. You want to brake just after the 100-meter board. Once again, you do want to be in a straight line here and be as wide as possible. Obviously, the new changes that's happening with Abu Dhabi, you don't actually go through this chicane. You actually go straight on through this corner. However, sadly, we don't get that update on this year's game, it seems, for Abu Dhabi. So just after the 100-meter board, brake in a straight line, down into 4th gear or 3rd gear, depending on your setup, of course, whether or not you've got more understeer or oversteer for the setup. And then you want to hit this, curb here. Try not to go too close to the bollard, or else you will end up invalidating the lap. And then here you want to be in 2nd gear, just to get the car rotated around, because this exit here does tighten up very quickly. Then short shift back up to third, and then for this next corner, it's a pretty tricky braking zone because you don't actually know where you're supposed to brake in. You can lock up so easily because it's actually very light on the braking, but you drive in a straight line so that you can be as wide as possible. And then just after you pass this white line on the floor that you've just seen there, you want a super light braking because it's very easy to lock the tires up here. And then down into first gear, you want to try and hit a late apex so that you can shoot off and be as quick as possible, because it's just a long straight after this. I think it's the longest straight on the track, so you definitely want to get a good exit out of this corner here. Try and minimize the wheel spin as much as you can, and then open up the RS. And then for this next corner now, very tricky braking zone because you've got a lot of time to think about it, and you want to brake super late with this corner. In the race, you probably want to move the braking zone 5-10 meters back, especially towards the beginning of the race when you've got those heavier fuel loads. But for qualifying or for time trial, if you still do that, you want to brake pretty much right in front of the 100-meter board, or if you're even confident, just after the 100-meter board. But I like to brake just before the 100-meter board in a complete straight line here. You want to brake all the way down into second gear, and you want to clip this curb here. This corner is very difficult because I do believe on F1 2020 you can actually cut this next corner, whereas on F1 2021 you can't. So in order to get the best exit possible, you're going to have to keep turning left, upshift into third gear, and then swing the car in, and make sure you hit this part of the curb here. If you hit this part of the curb here, it's going to help you basically get the right angle for this section and get a super clean exit off of that corner. Then you want to use all the track possible, open up the RS there as well. Stay to the left as it's the shortest line to the next zone. And then in real life for the Abu Dhabi updates, I do believe that this next set of corners has been updated. However, once again, sadly, we aren't getting that update in F1 2021, so we have to go by the old track layout. So just after the 100-meter board in 7th gear, you want to be using all the track. So you want to basically have your car riding over this curb here, because as you can see, there's two sections of the track, but the right-hand side of the track is technically not the track. So you want to be just on the curb here like this. Shift down into 3rd gear, turn in just before you reach the ending of the curb there. Make sure to clip the curb right here. Don't go over the sausage part, or else it's gonna, you know, cause the car to mess up here. Short shift up to 4th gear, and this is where the risks come. Abu Dhabi Sector 3, in my personal opinion, is one of the worst sectors on the game. And that's just because of how the curbs interact based on how you have to actually take them. So for this first curb, you want to ride over, try and not unsettle the car. You want to try and miss this red sausage curb here if you can. And then for this next corner, you pretty much want to get the angle perfect, which I do believe is pretty much like this. And as you can see, they even messed up the car a little bit, but you do want to try and get the angle perfect there, because you do need to cut the corner if you want to make up that time. However, it is very difficult to do. For this next corner now, you want to be on the outside of the track here. You want to brake in this straight line here as carefully as you can. Just as you get up to this silver fencing here, that's when you want to start braking into 3rd gear for this one. And then just click the curb there. Go as wide as you possibly can, get the best exit you can, and then swing the car over here because you want to attack these next couple of corners here. In this next corner, you can see that there are 2 poles on the right hand side of the screen. I'll probably zoom into them post-edit so you can actually see what I'm talking about here. But the first pole that you see, that's your braking point. You want to brake as soon as that pole basically comes off of your screen. So you have to be looking over to the right, which you're going to be doing anyway because obviously it's a right-hander. So as soon as you pass that, brake down into 3rd gear, and then you want to again clip this curb here. Try and not, I highly advise you, try and not go on this outside curb here, because this will lose you a lot of time. It will unsettle the car, you'll have wheel spin, and you'll just generally lose control of the car. So for this corner, stay on the tarmac. And then you want to basically swing the car back out to the right, and then swing the car back over to the left. Clip this curb here, try not clip it too much or else you'll unsettle the car. 4th gear here. And just after you've passed the sort of little tunnel section here, you want to brake into 3rd gear, right back up to 4th gear, clip the curb there, stay on the tarmac. You do make up more time here, I've noticed, if you stay on the tarmac. This next corner now, 6th gear I do believe, just as you're coming up to the 50-meter board, just a short brake, flip the car, downshift into 5th, just flip the car in, try and ride over this curb here, and then as you're coming off the exit, try and be as much on the tarmac as you can, because this corner, it can really unsettle the car if you're all over the curbs here. So try and stay on the tarmac. But then just before you finish this lap on the final corner, you do want to swing the car in right here. Like, you want to have the car basically on the blue sort of paint here. Make sure that your left hand side of the car is on the orange curb here, and the right hand side of your car is just within the track limits here. And then I think you'll be in 6th gear or 5th gear, just as you're coming up to this curb here, where the curb starts. You want to shift down into 3rd gear, brake, take a wide line in, flip this curb there, and then just get the best exit as you can, because the start finish line is right here, and that is a lap of Abu Dhabi. Okay guys, so that's how you tackle Abu Dhabi on the F1 2021 game. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section down below how much time you were able to shave off thanks to this track guide. So I'll catch you guys in my next video.